Hello, welcome back. So we've just taken the town of Gateway from the orange player, and we're going to be leaving Galthran here until the end of the week, in game week that is, just so we can actually recover a few defensive units here and hopefully leave it not necessarily unguarded, but hopefully allow Galthran to go and finish off the orange player without it getting taken back from some kind of sneak hero attack from the north, presumably the north. I'm pretty sure we just have to follow this road to the west and we should find their final town, perhaps? Let's have a look. So, I think we know that the purple and pink player have 0 towns, so orange player should have 1 town left, which we should find at the end of this path. Elsewhere, Aislinn is going to be staying put in this town for the same reason, just to make sure that we do finish off the purple player, don't give them the chance to take the town back. So she's staying put too. And Tamika here, I'm no longer as keen on using as a potential main hero because we've got Charna, and Charna's much better. But I think I will take this fight, just to potentially get a few skeletons and also to train her up, just in case we do decide to use her. In terms of positioning, I guess we should put the better units in the middle somewhere. And let's just jump in. So they want to run away, but we're going to take the fight just to get a few skeletons. In fact, even if we accepted that, we'd probably get more skeletons than we'd lose. We do have 10 spell points to potentially use, and I'm tempted to slow a stack of wolf raiders because I'm pretty sure they're faster than anything we have. Our energy elementals should be slightly faster, along with the dread knights, obviously. I can also haste, which I might do to the mummies. Let's see what happens first. So we're going to skip one peasant's turn, move the other forward. We're going to I think, yeah, we'll send this guy slightly forward. He should be pretty safe. These guys are going to hang back and defend. These guys likewise. And can they reach us? Yeah, it looks like they can reach us no matter what we do, so I don't think I'll go forward yet. I will go here. They're going to come forward slightly, no morale, which is good. And now I think potentially we want to haste the energy elementals, because I think the way the turn order works is that the energy elementals will go after the wolf raiders, and the reason I think that is because I think the game is designed to allow each player to take a turn, one after the other, as much as possible where there is a speed tie. So yeah, if we look here, we can see the wolf raiders do go before the energy elementals, so in that case, probably more useful to actually slow these than to speed up the energy elementals, because it should have the same effect. And they're still just as fast as everything else, so we're going to go forward and attack them. Mostly take these out too. Slight risk here in the form of the wolf riders, but this guy can get across. Take those out, and now these might get 1 kill, perhaps 2 kills. That's fine. Take expert necromancy and get more skeletons back than what we lost, and we will take some extra gold, which is always going to be useful. And I would like to send her around to take on the gremlins, but she probably does have to hang around a little bit just to make sure that we can move her units over to Charna. Alternatively, we can send Moendor to the south, and we are going to pick up pretty much all of these units. So take the... I think we'll leave the dread knights just because they are Tamika's specialty. We will take the mummies. We'll take the skeletons. And I think that should be fine. What I'm hoping to do with Tamika is to send her over to the Conflux town, because that obviously matches up pretty nicely to her stack of energy elementals, which is not going to get any bigger, so I don't think there's any point giving it to Charna. Charna's going to be mostly taking out the various stacks over to the west here, which have been here since the very start of the game. They look very vulnerable to necromancy, to put it lightly, so could get a nice skeleton horde from that. And I think Tamika should now be pretty safe, just to move on. Shakti we're going to leave in the town. I can actually take a few more units, so I should probably do that instead. Okay, so we will take the Wraiths, because that is Charna's specialty, so she probably wants those, and obviously we will take the Skeleton Warriors too. Just short on the money, so we might as well trade a few ore away. Finish buying those. In fact, that's not quite enough. It's fine, I don't think we need ore for too much. We do need it to upgrade our second Necropolis town, but we do have enough to still do that. We just need wood, so that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so first we're going to go over to Tamika, hand over the Dread Knights, and I will hand over one or two of these, just because one stacks are always very useful. Gerd can just go slightly forward, although I can't remember if we've picked up the mummies from that particular Tomb of Curses or not. Still, we'll move her forward slightly. Or him. It's got to be a woman, right? I always do this. Yeah, it's a woman. Okay. And I think we're good just to end the turn now. So there is an orange player somewhere near our original castle town, whose name I forget. Okay, that's interesting. Perhaps the green player didn't know that we were there, and is now backing away. This particular hero is clearly having trouble deciding what to do. He doesn't do anything in the end. That doesn't seem quite right. As we can see the teal player. Okay. Pink player's gone, but there are a few interesting developments there. So we can see the teal player just here. Fairly weak hero. Not too worried about that. Slightly concerning for the town of Ghostwind, which is not too heavily defended. We are still a way off being able to afford the fort. We just need to gather up a bit more wood first. Galthran can move pretty far, for what it's worth. I would be tempted just to chase that hero down. Since we are planning to hang here till the end of the week, I think we might as well at least have a look. Could take on the horde of gremlins. I think that might be going a little bit too far away though. We do want to make sure we can get back or they can take this town for free. So I think we are just going to have to call it quits there. Charna can't attack anything this turn. I think she should be good as she is. So we'll move Gerd down to here. We'll take the various units from Moendor, although first we should move them over from Shakti. So we'll chain these over, and hopefully they'll all fit, which doesn't look like they will. Okay, that's fine. We don't need the whites, should probably have upgraded them. But that does mean we can move everything else across, and Shakti can start heading back to the town. Upgrade those. Moendor will bring them over to Gerd, and I believe the Bone Dragons are still the fastest units we have, so no need to tweak that too much. Send Moendor towards the town as well, just in case. Gerd's going to go and pick up the Mystical Garden, and Tamika should be pretty safe just to go and take these on. We'll make sure that we keep the Dread Knights in the middle, just in case they spawn with Master Gremlins, which I think will pop up in the middle. This is definitely worth doing, as yeah, we're not expected to take any losses, so that's good. 10 Skeleton Warriors, that's obviously not right, we need to dismiss one of these. Otherwise the rate at which we get skeletons is going to be much lower. And we'll try the same thing against these gremlins. This time we're expected to lose a few. I think that's fine, honestly. I'll take 24 skeletons for that. And let's check where that green hero came from. So the green hero did come from the teleporter. Only has a pack of Crusaders. We only have 5 spell points to work with, which is not great. I would think the Dread Knights would win the fight for us. The hero is Tezar. We don't know anything about his stats. I think it's worth risking. Let's just see if we can take him out of the game. Don't really like those losses, we'll see if we can do without. It's going to depend entirely on what spells he decides to cast. He is a pretty strong hero actually, armor specialist, so on top of the 8 defense he's going to be pretty bulky. And we can't really afford to use anything apart from either Stone Skin or Magic Arrow, but I think we'll hang back on that until he makes his move. Magic Arrows are skeletons, interestingly. So I think, since we do outspeed the Crusaders pretty handily, we should be able to pretty much just avoid losses here. Low morale, but that's fine, not on our main stack. Take them forward. These guys we're going to defend with, and then we'll send these guys in to attack. They should be able to move twice before the Crusaders can do anything. Crusaders do 61 damage, but once we go for another hit, I don't think they should be able to do enough to finish us off. Okay, and then we finish them off with the energy elementals, and Tezar is gone. We'll take basic wisdom, that's pretty handy. And I think we will send her just to look after Solium for the foreseeable future. Charna's going to start heading to the Griffin Conservatory, which might squeeze us a little bit for our unit slots. It's useful to have angels just because they do have the +1 morale, which outweighs or at least counteracts the negative morale that you get for using living units with the undead. Question is, where would they fit? I might leave the Vampire Lords behind and see if we can somehow get them to Galthran. That might be best. I'm going to have another look at this opposing hero turn. So we know about Tezar, he dies. Or at least abandons the green cause. Orange hero. Not strong enough to attack us, but there are a few other orange heroes on the move. I think there was one actually to the southeast. I'm not scared of this guy, but I think since we do have a little bit of money, it does make sense just to recruit a few more zealots. And we want to somehow make this place slightly more able to defend itself. I think it could get attacked before we can actually protect it. But we'll see what we can do. Elsewhere, I don't think there's too much to actually be building. We can build a few things here, so we will go for the City Hall, since we should be able to defend that pretty easily now. And pretty much all the castle towns have been fully built up by the AI. This guy is a little bit vulnerable to attack, so we're going to recruit a few Griffins, and I think we're good just to end the turn there. We will go and pick up the mercenary camp, and we'll see what this thing is about. Pendant of Total Recall. Don't think we have that, from what I remember, on any of our heroes. Another thing I need to remember to do with Galthran, which I always forget about this artifact, is the Arms of Legion. I want to make sure we pass that over to our next hero, whoever takes over defending this town at the start of next week, and we don't need to equip this anymore because it should be included in the Tome of Earth Magic. And I think we're good. We'll see what they do. I should have checked who that guy was actually, but I'm sure it's not their main hero. I think this guy is the main hero, and he attempts to move. I didn't like the look of that. That didn't look like the game knew what it was doing there. Hopefully no crashes are coming as Teal hero appears. But probably didn't know I was there, because I doubt they would have done that willingly, and I can now go and take them out. Have to be a little bit careful of my movement points here. What I actually should do is I should shift all of these units into the town just to get some movement points back, as immediately runs away. That's fine. I don't think I can prevent that from happening. I can get back to the town. I think I will risk just seeing what this is out of curiosity. Basic events. Worth getting if we can, with our next hero, whoever pops up next week. I think that's Galthran done for the week. Gerd can pass over most of these units. So to take on the gargoyles, let's have a look. Horde of stone gargoyles, I don't think we're going to need too much. 4 bone dragons might be enough. No point bringing vampires because they don't get their life drain on gargoyles, I believe. Probably worth bringing the liches and a few of these. I think that should work. We'll soon find out. Yep, that's perfectly acceptable. We get 24 back. And I think Gerd's going to have to come and take the Scholar. Because there is a slight risk that if we get it with Charna that she will end up learning a skill we don't want her to have. She does still have 1 skill slot. So ideally want to keep that for something else. We are going to need to take pretty much the rest of these units, I think. And I think we should take these. I'm not completely sure, but I think we should. She doesn't have earth magic, so she can't mass slow, and that doesn't help. Main stack we want to defend. Gotta be the liches. I think that should work. 3rd slot. Skeleton warriors, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's give this a go. I think there will be some losses here. Gonna attack it no matter what, as it's pretty strong. Can't actually remember how it works with the Griffin Conservatory, how many units tend to pop up each time, but if I can prevent the loss of the Lich, that'd be great. Looks like that might not be possible. Okay, so that thing's already gone. I do have Expert Water Magic, which is not too useful with this town because one of the best things you can do with that is Mass Bless, which is not going to help me too much here. I don't think I have any other School of Magic. I do have Slow, so I can slow 1 stack if I want to. I can't imagine that would be the best option. Ice Bolt's pretty tough. It's going to take out at least 10 of them. I think that's going to be the best option. Okay, so these guys are 7 speed. Means the Wraiths will go first. Mummies could have some problems. I could haste those. But I think what I'll do instead is I'll Ice Bolt this stack because they're most likely to go for the mummies, or the mummies are most likely to go for them. We're going to send these guys. I think we'll go for these. As they don't do much damage back at all, which is good. These should weaken them slightly further. The mummies. How far can these go? They can reach the liches. That's kind of bad. And we're not going to do too much damage to this stack if we attack it, even with the hero specialty helping us out. So I might actually skip that one, even though it's going to result in the liches getting attacked. I think we kind of have to go for it. We're going to take some losses, but that's fine. Even if we lose all the wraiths, I wouldn't be that bothered. It's not really a massively important stack, and I'm just going to move these as much as possible to safety. Skeleton warriors should be able to take out the big stack of Royal Griffins. So we do take a few losses of skeletons, but that's fine. We should get pretty much all of those back. Take these out, and now hit these. You guys are just going to defend. Hopefully they'll attack you. Ice Bolt these. And then we'll attack them. Just going to spread the damage out a bit. hit the weaker stack with these. And I believe this shouldn't do any extra damage to our units. We are pretty much all undead, so that's going to be fine. At least until we get the angels. Attack these because they haven't moved, or if they have moved then our bone dragons will still go first anyway, so that's all good. And we take those out. Well, the liches didn't die. It's not amazing, but definitely worth doing. For 60 angels, 60 angels? I wish. For 60 skeletons and 3 angels, and now we have to give something up anyway, so didn't really think that one through. I could genuinely be tempted just to leave the vampire lords, which would be almost blasphemy, but damn, I should have thought that one through. Okay, so I'm actually going to leave the skeletons behind because we should get all those back. I mean, it's really bad to lose that many skeletons for a mistake, but it happens. And then we'll swap everything over. And can actually take on the Master Gremlins this turn, if we want to. Don't think we do. What I could do instead, if I take the Bone Dragons back, if I can still reach them. I can't still reach them, but I think if you're like 1 tile away, you can still fight them anyway, so I don't think we should take losses. Yeah, perfect. So we do get 36 skeletons back immediately, and we're ready to move on at the start of next turn. Over in this town, we're only 5 wood away from potentially upgrading to fort. I think that's got to be worth doing. It's pretty cheap to trade. Let's do that just for the sake of this place being slightly easier to defend. Gonna get all the skeletons and all the zombies, and I'm not actually sure where that... It was the teal hero, wasn't it? It was the teal hero who was near that town, so that hero went the wrong way, and then we took them out of the game. There are still a few orange heroes near Gateway to look out for. Aislinn can do one more thing this turn, so we'll go and see what level 3 spell this is. Forgetfulness, not too useful. Spell, we probably already had it, to be honest. And Thermacare. And go visit the Altar of Thought before the end of the week. I feel like we might as well do that. Just because I don't think on Shadow of Death that they stack up over time. So if we recruit those now, we should be able to recruit immediately next week. That's the only way we would have got those 2 extra units. And I think that's okay, just to end the week. We will get one more building in the Conflux town. This one's always worth having. And we will see what the AI does. Need to take a pretty close look at this green hero situation just to see which ones I need to actually worry about and which ones I don't. Orange is still taking things out, but that's fine. They're not going to take our town from us, and that's all we can see, so that's pretty interesting. We'll visit the stable, and we'll look at what we can recruit. So Sandra is a level 2 Necromancer, and Voy has the navigation specialty, so not useful at all. Obviously should go for Sandra in this situation. So let's recruit him. And we're going to send him immediately to learn Offense. And then we're going to send him back. If nothing else, he gets us an extra 125 gold per turn. So he will pay for himself eventually, although I don't necessarily know if this game is going to go on for that much longer. I'm hoping we're kind of approaching the final phase now. Definitely want the Archangels. I'd be tempted to bring them with me, but I think I will just leave them to defend the town. Go with something like this. Swap them over, and one more thing I should most definitely do. Step Galthran out of the town. And we're going to take any artifacts we don't need. So, we'll take Meteor Shower, we'll take the Helm of Chaos, which is an okay artifact, not amazing, but worth having. Animate Dead, we don't need it anymore, although Sandra might not need it too much either. And we'll take Sorrow. And I think he should be good now just to defend the town. Take the Marksman. And we'll take a couple of Zealots. And now Galthran should be free. I mean, there is a chance that Sandro's going to get attacked because he doesn't have a massively strong army, but 2 Archangels should scare off most scouting heroes. But I think he should be okay. Galthran's going to go west. This doesn't seem too explored. I think there's a Cyclops guarding the garniture of interference. Medusa stores have probably already been cleared out. I think we should just carry on. Lots of psychic elementals. Pack of Chaos Hydras. We're going to skip all of this. I will see what this is. 2 Dragon Utopias by the looks of it. And 1 green hero who is most definitely a scout. That's all fine. Now Charna. Still a bit upset about those 60 skeletons, but it happens. Protection from Earth. Okay. Let's move most of these over. I am just going to keep the Vampire Lords, I think. I don't think we need those. In fact, we don't really need any kind of strength here at all. She can handle all of this pretty easily. Lots of monks there might be slightly tougher, but I don't know if we really need to fight them. Potentially we do, just so we can get the imps and turn them into skeletons. Don't have 1,000 gold, okay, that's fine. Pick out a Throng of Gnolls. Again, no losses. 42 extra skeletons. Probably worth taking out these stacks before we take on the monks. Well, it should matter either way because I'm not really planning to involve the skeletons too much. But I think I will do. Because I'll take some of these weaker stacks away. I will take the Wraiths, because they should get their health back at the end of the turn. And then we'll spread out the Angels. And we'll split these in half as well. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm fairly happy to accept that. It does stop us from getting skeletons, but that's fine. Wouldn't have got too many from that. We'll take on the gremlins. Shouldn't take any losses from this. Made the same mistake again. Okay, I really need to concentrate a little bit more. Missing out on a lot of skeletons here. This should be pretty safe. This should be very safe. Yeah. Okay. 25 skeletons from that, along with a little bit of gold, which is nice if we want to go for the School of War. I think we should take on the boars. I don't think we need to take losses at all. Okay, so what we'll do is, I'm actually going to wait with these because I want to deal some damage before I throw them in. They're 6 speed and we're 9 speed, so that's all fine. Yeah, I think we want to weaken these. Wait with these, attack with these. Attack with these. And that should be fine, we shouldn't take any losses. $153 health left. I don't think there was ever actually a risk here. Perfect. With 38 skeletons. And well, we can go south to take out the Null Marauders and also the Infernal Trogs. I think that's worth doing just for the skeletons. That is the reason we're here. Aislinn should now be good to actually leave the town. Purple is still in the game, I think. Yeah, purple's still in the game. Still got Isra, whose strongest unit is a Storm Elemental. So I think we don't need to worry about that too much. As long as we leave some kind of defense behind, I think we should be okay. And there's still the question of what to actually do with Aislinn, which I'm not completely sure about that one. I might go for the training grounds because that's going to give us an extra +1 growth to our champions in every town. And we'll see if we can visit this as well. Abandon, that's fine. Several cavaliers. That might be inevitable, but we'll see what happens. Okay, he's going that way. Okay, so if I haste... I don't have air magic, so I think I might still be too slow. But if I slow them... I don't actually know how much this will actually work. Okay, so they've gone down to 4 speed, we're 4 speed. They can't actually reach us. If I just throw this guy forward... Wrong guy actually, he's got 26 with him, that's not ideal. Bit of sloppiness creeping in here, but at least he can't hit our main stack. Yeah, okay. Alright, fine. Could have avoided that pretty easily, but never mind. We'll recruit one, and I think we'll leave her here till the end of the turn. Moendor. Just gonna wait there to potentially transfer some units over. I don't think Charna's gonna need any help. She can probably clear all this stuff out completely fine. Horde of mummies. Potentially very slightly awkward, but even that I don't think should result in any losses, so might just leave all that be. Okay, so let's have a look at the green hero situation. So Brendan's here with his pack of archangels, having some trouble actually figuring out how the game works. But he's going to be pretty scary when we fight him. I'm not looking forward to that too much. There is another hero somewhere in the Fog of War to the southeast. And then there's a scouting hero somewhere underground, I believe. I think he's next to Galthran's current location. We can find that just here. Okay, so he's not going to go away. Obviously, the green player still has multiple towns. Might have to actually send Aislinn after him, although Aislinn definitely couldn't take on a pack of archangels. She would get destroyed. I probably will send her back to the town, or at least transport some units over from the town. I think she's going to need some backup. A few archangels, I think, would be very beneficial for her. And everyone else isn't going to do too much. I'll wait with Tamika one more turn, just to pick up the psychic elementals. Can potentially take on the trogs, just for some easy skeletons. And I guess we might as well do that. We'll fight them, and we're expected to lose a Dread Knight. I'm sure that's got to be avoidable. Okay, so we're just going to throw this guy forward. Don't think we actually need him. I don't know how a loss happened here. That doesn't make sense. They do quite a lot of damage, but they'd have to all attack before we attacked in order to actually accomplish anything there. A Library of Enlightenment. Okay, that's interesting. Kind of out of the way though. so pretty hard to make that work. Amika's still a way off being able to use it. I'm going to send her back to the town. And should actually get a marketplace here, I think. And that's pretty much all our good heroes done. So scouting hero is running away, not surprisingly. Green main hero still having trouble. Some kind of glitch going on there, I'm pretty sure. Purple has emerged, headed for one of our towns, and Teal. I think Teal's strongest hero is Mephala, who is a ranger, and that definitely wasn't a ranger, but we'll see what that was. So it's over near the Dragon Utopia, which is kind of near our Necropolis town, which is slightly worrying. Cuthbert, he's pretty weak, but he could actually take this town if he really wanted to, so I think we should start building this up a bit, potentially recruit another hero. Callback's pretty crappy, but honestly we just need something here to defend, so we'll throw him in. Buy a few more units, and hope for the best there. And our next town is the one Sarug is in. Let's actually see what this guy has first, because his strongest unit is a Storm Elemental, so this might just be a last-ditch attempt before he dies. So he's here, he's got... yeah, he's got absolutely nothing. That's going to be completely fine. We can already beat him with what we have, but we will get some marksmen just to absolutely seal the deal. And some halberdiers too. Galthran, I'm actually going to let that scouting hero get away because he's not really worth the time. Could take on the Dragon Utopias, but first we will take what I'm hoping is the final orange town. Got a full stack of units, or a full group of units, but fairly low numbers of each. I think that's pretty much just 1 week's growth. So this should be fine. Let's go for it. Okay. Expected only to lose skeletons, but we do have the animate dead spell, so shouldn't even need to do that much, I think. Looks like this town is defended by Orin. They're all going for the same stack, which is good. That's pretty much what we want. Let them all come forward. I think we will go for these, just so we can move our skeletons as far forward as possible. And they might come out and attack, which yes they do. I think this should get the kill, especially with 13 attack against 4 defense. I don't see why not. Let's go for it. Does get the kill pretty handily, and this stack is just bait. Hopefully we can get the arrow towers to attack it. This might be unnecessary because we could probably do it next round, but I am going to animate dead now just to be safe. Attack the wyverns. And we'll attack the gorgons. Death Gaze shouldn't work against us, or, well, definitely won't work against us, so don't need to worry about that. Vampires can go forward to take on the Hydras if we want them to. I think that should be pretty safe. They do take the hit pretty well, but that's fine. Okay, this guy's going to defend. Shouldn't need to reanimate the Vampire Lords, they should all come back. You guys defend. Okay. This won't get the kill. I but I think we should survive to the next round, definitely. Let's go for it. Top of everything else, they're cursed, so yeah, they don't do too much damage back, and that's all fine. These guys are going to defend. Gonna have to take one more round of arrow fire from the towers, but we can bring them all back straight away. And finish these off. Perfect. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. 60 skeletons, and we've got ourselves a nice fortress town. Which is not too easy to defend for the next week. It's going to be pretty undefended. I will leave like a couple of skeletons here just for the sake of being able to use the arrow towers if we get attacked by some kind of scouting hero. I think that makes sense. And what I can do is I can take on the Dragon Utopia, a horde of Ifrit, 42 vampire lords. I feel like that could be done. I will actually do that. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Skeletons, do we want to save 28 skeletons? Use up some precious movement points for that. I do want to check that the orange player has run out of towns. Yeah, orange player's out of towns. So we still have to deal with the green player, but we know the green player is not going to come and attack us because the hero is having some kind of terrible mental issue. The Dragon Utopia we can get to once we pick up the ever-pouring vial of mercury, and probably should recruit a hero just to pass that over, as I realise I have not passed over the Arms of Legion, which is one of the main things I wanted to do. That's fine. Okay, we're going to take this on. Skeletons are all going to die, that's fine. Okay. That's actually really good. Endless sack of gold, 1000 gold per day. Pendant of second sight. Not going to be using that at all. Starting to put together the Armor of Wonder. Angelic Alliance artifacts. It's not called the Armor of Wonder, is it? The Armor of Wonder is the artifact that Charna currently has. Another part of the Angelic Alliance. Not actually going to go for that, but good to know that we could potentially get it. And we can now recruit another hero, so let's go for... We'll go for Voy because she comes with some fortress units, which is always going to be a nice start. They might have already taken the second Dragon Utopia, but I'm going to have a go. Okay, Voy's going to take the Arms of Legion, along with the sack of gold and the mercury vial. So need to hope she doesn't die. That would be pretty bad. There's some pretty useful artifacts. And we do have lots of money to invest if we want to. So, upgraded Pyre would be an option. Upgraded Altar of Earth is obviously pretty tempting. Resource Silo wouldn't be too bad. Might as well do it while we have lots of money to invest. Pays for itself over time, which is always nice. And the rest of our towns don't really need anything. There is that original castle town where we can get the upgraded Portal of Glory if we want it. But I think that should be pretty safe. And I think we've done enough for this part, so I hope you guys enjoyed. In the next part, I think we will see the end of the orange and purple players, and then it's just going to be a case of preparing to take on the final two players, the teal player, who didn't look too strong when I saw her previously, and the green player, who does have an extremely powerful army, but is somehow completely stuck in the mud at the moment. Still, we will have to fight him at some point, so that should be pretty interesting, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.